Hey everybody, it's Mike. So, I didn't want to do this video, but I felt I needed to. I've received equipment, I've been setting it up, trying to tweak things and get things ready so I can produce more content and get it out there for you guys. I've got a new microphone and camera and things like that I've been working with. But yesterday was January 6th, 2021, and the media is saying that Trump supporters stormed the US Capitol. I think it's a mischaracterization. Trump terrorists attacked the US Capitol. And before I'm called a Democrat shill or some bullshit like that, which is what Trump cult members try to do whenever you're critical of Trump or his ideas or his supporters or anything. I want to be clear that for 20 years I was a Republican. From 1996 until 2016, I was a Republican. And I didn't just vote Republican, I donated to the party, I donated to candidates, I campaigned for candidates. I would stay after and work on platform issues and committees and elect delegates. And two times I even had the great honor of being elected as a delegate to the Republican National Convention in 2008 and 2012. So I'm not a Democrat shill. I'm pissed and I'm sad. And I'm also an independent. I did vote for Joe Biden this time, but that's because after 4 years of Donald Trump, I had no other option. And in 2016, when I left the party, I warned the Republicans that Donald Trump was a poison pill. I told them that he was stupid, that he was incompetent, and that he was corrupt and power hungry. And I was right. The last 4 years have proven that. Even beyond what I ever thought. I never thought that a sitting president would incite a riot and terrorist attacks, treasonous attacks, and insurrection against our government, his government. And he did. And he did nothing to stop it. He didn't condemn those people that did it. He encouraged them. And he still thinks that they're good people just because they support him. It became even worse than I ever thought that it would. And I'm sad that I've watched the Republican Party devolve into a sick cult in service to Donald Trump. Now, I keep saying things like terror or treason or insurrection, and I want to define those things so you can see how these things apply. I say it was a terrorist act what happened yesterday, and that's because they engage in terrorism. Terrorism is defined as the systematic use of terror, especially as a means of coercion. Think about yesterday. Those people terrorized our congressmen, terrorized our senators, terrorized their staffers, their aides, terrorized DC police, even Mike Pence they terrorized. And why they do it? They did it so they could coerce Congress into overthrowing an election. An election that has been certified, the Electoral College has voted on, and that the 80 plus challenges that were um, fomented by Trump and his supporters and allies were kicked down, even by forums that were led by Trump sympathizers and even Trump appointees. Now, let's also define treason, which is what they did. Treason is defined as the offense of attempting by overt acts to overthrow the government of the state to which the offender owes allegiance. It wasn't foreigners that attacked our capital. It was American citizens that owe their allegiance to our government. And they tried to overthrow that government. It's the definition of treason. It's what they did. They committed insurrection. Let's define insurrection. Insurrection is defined as an act or instance of revolting against civil authority or an established government. Okay? They revolted yesterday against an established government that has civil authority. It's what they did. It's insurrection. Now, I'm hoping that the FBI and the Justice Department goes after these terroristic traitors as hard as they can for these crimes that they committed against the government. And I'm going to tell you one thing that really pissed me off yesterday. I watched people wrapped in the American flag take down an American flag and hoist up the new Confederate flag. And by the new Confederate flag, I mean the Trump flag. Whenever you see a Trump flag, that's the new Confederate flag. It's the flag of hate and division. I'm in the South. I live in the South. I was raised in the South. I was born in the South. I have ancestors that were Confederates. And I would piss on their graves. And I would never, ever bear their flag. Because that flag is the flag of traitors and losers. And I think it's an interesting coincidence that the Confederacy lasted about 4 years. Donald Trump's presidency has lasted 4 years. Confederacy is made up of traitors and losers. Donald Trump's cult is made up of traitors and losers. So every time you see that Trump flag, just think, that is an anti-American flag. Now, what do I think should happen other than these terrorists and traitors being brought to justice? I think that Trump needs to be removed immediately, either by the 25th Amendment or by impeachment and removal. And I don't mean taking 3, 4, 5 months to do it. It needs to be done by the end of the weekend. Because in 14 days, he can obviously do a lot more damage to this country and to our government. And once he's removed, whether it's by the 25th Amendment, whether it's by impeachment and removal, or just because he is going to have to leave the White House on January 20th, after that, he needs to be indicted and charged with insurrection, incitement to insurrection, and treason. And he needs to be put on trial for those things. Now, what should happen with our Congress? Because after those terrorist acts occurred, in their chambers, they reconvened. They certified the election. But even after everything we saw yesterday, several Republican senators and congressmen decided to stay in allegiance with the traitors and the terrorists that attacked their own chambers. Those congressmen and those senators need to be removed. Their bodies need to remove them, each and every one of them, and replace them. And if they don't, the voters need to. Because it's obvious where their allegiance really lies, and it's not with the Constitution and the United States government. It's with Donald Trump and his sick cult. And they will keep enabling things like this. So they need to be removed. But as pissed and as sad as I am, I also have hope. I hope that our nation recovers. I hope that the people that voted for Donald Trump realize their mistakes. And I hope that in the future they try to do better and use better judgment and discernment. Not to buy into conspiracy theories, lies, and bullshit like they have for the last 4 years. I hope they regret what they did to this country by putting these people in power, especially Donald Trump. I hope this nation can come back together and once again be a beacon of democracy and light for the rest of the world. Trump and his people kept saying, "Make America great again." I would settle for making America normal again. We have suffered a schism, and we can overcome it. We're a great nation of great people, and I have hope. great hope that once again we can be that nation, that beacon of light to the rest of the world that has been envied for over 200 years. Is America perfect? Hell no, we never have been. But we've been good enough. And we've been getting better, or at least trying. We've been fighting to improve and to be the better people. And we can't let Donald Trump and his cult stop that. So I hope in the future we can learn to talk to each other instead of past each other. I hope that people will learn to look at facts objectively versus dismissing them in favor of lies. Because I've always been one of those people that I would prefer a harsh truth to a comforting lie. And it seems that the people that have bought into Donald Trump and his bullshit, they would prefer a comforting lie to the harsh truth. A lot of them reject reality, actively reject reality. I've seen it. I've engaged with these people for 4 years. More than 4 years. And in their spaces that I used to occupy. And some of them, they're not stupid, they're intelligent. And I don't understand the cognitive dissonance that they've undergone. And I've seen it with people that I even, for a long time, shared values and ideas with. So I have hope that they will realize the error of their ways. I have hope that this nation will heal and be better. I hope that Joe Biden can help do that. I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden. I voted against the guy twice. I voted for him once. But he knows government, he knows how it's supposed to work, and he knows the role of government, which is to serve the citizens, not the corrupt few, which is what we've seen the last 4 years. I have hope that we can work with him on policy positions and compromises that will benefit everybody in the country. I just want to say, don't lose hope. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you again very soon. I have new content coming out soon, so be sure to look for that. I'm out.